a man facing more allegations than Epstein, I've gone with Christian Horner. Let's have some fun today, and let's rank all of the team principals, knowing that some might have some temper tantrums.
No, Mike, that was so not right.
And some are facing some certain allegations, which might be true or might not be true. What do you think of them down in the comments? And whilst you're there, subscribe and like. I don't know why you wouldn't, because trust me, as I've said like 1,000 times, I have some crazy ideas for this channel. Come along for the journey. In 10th place, I've gone with the Alpine team principal, Bruno Famin. Now, is this an Alpine hate slander section of the video? Maybe, potentially, but we all love Alpine. Well, they won championships with Michael Schumacher and with Fernando Alonso. Let's not forget that. So they have been great in the past, but their fall from grace in the last couple seasons has been astronomical.
Oh my God! Oh jeez, oh my God!
Now, yes, he might be a new team principal, like literally new started this year, but they're literally driving Noah's Ark on the track, a literal boat. It's so slow, and surely the team principal has to, it's kind of their fault at the end of the day. They've gone wrong in the development somewhere. I don't hear much of him. I don't hear him doing any PR. Irrelevant. Kind of boring, like who is he? Just boring. So in 10th place, I've gone with the Alpine team principal, Bruno Famin. In 9th place, I've gone with Alessandro Bravi, the team principal or representative, whatever you want to call it, of State. Now, yet again, same thing with Alpine. Like, who is he? I've never seen him. I've never heard his name. Sounds kind of irrelevant.
Irrelevant.
And if he has any involvement in the team or development, he's surely doing an ass job. Because Alfa Romeo or Stake or Sauber, whatever you want to call it, they've really been in the bin for the last couple years, and they're doing nothing about it.
Know your fucking place, trash.
Knowing that Audi are taking over in 2026, surely they'd be wanting to do better. But I guess that's not happening. And who is he? I don't know. Who the fuck is that guy?
Who the fuck is that guy?
In P8, I've gone with Laurent Mekies. Now, ignoring the whole team principal, he is a pretty good asset to Formula One, but the team principalness. He's the team principal of RB, and seeing what happened in Bahrain, yeah, surely a team principal is meant to step in and kind of tell the drivers to behave themselves or do something along that. He's done a good job at dimming down the situation, but there's still a lot of tension between Daniel Ricciardo and Yuki Tsunoda, and a good team principal is meant to dim that down, you know, say a couple words, but I've heard nothing from this guy. He's not doing anything, and even on the team radio, he really didn't do much. Props to him for maybe creating a decent car, or what we thought was a decent car. The car looks great, and everything that has been done with the RB is, you know, an improvement from last year. A decent improvement, because every team has improved. But Alpine have literally only improved like a 10th or something, and Red Bull was 2nd and a half. So you see the difference there. But RB, you know what? They've done a decent job, but I just don't see enough of this guy. And the whole situation in Bahrain was a disaster. In 7th place, I've gone with Ayao Komatsu. Now this might be a surprise because yet again, he's also a new team principal. And let's be real, we haven't heard much of him, but the things that we have heard have been pretty decent. A car that, according to him, isn't on the right trajectory. He wasn't expecting anything good from the car, but Hülkenberg did manage to put it into P10, into Q3 in Bahrain. So I guess that's a statement that I guess he's doing a good job. The things that he's been saying have all been pretty credible, pretty respectable. And honestly, being promoted after Gunther Steiner's departure or booting, whichever one you want to take it as.
He does not fox smash my door.
It's all been pretty professional, and we can all respect that. In P6, I've gone with Mike Krack, the team principal of Aston Martin. And yeah, that is his name, quite an unfortunate name. But honestly, he's doing a stellar job, and that's no pun to Stella from McLaren. Scrambled the Aston Martin last year to some decent podiums and the 2nd fastest car at some races. Honestly, pretty decent. Managed to get Alonso on board the whole project. Also managed to... Lance Stroll is doing all right, I guess. And even now, they have the 5th fastest car. Alonso is doing phenomenally in quali, especially in Jeddah. His Jeddah performance was insane. Now, Lance Stroll's wasn't because it was just poor. But ignoring that, Alonso's doing a great job. We always see him pretty calm and collected anytime he's speaking over the radio or to presenters on Sky, whatever you're watching. Always calm and collected, always telling the truth for the most part, and just seems like a sound guy. Never bullshitting, never screaming, never crying, just doing his own thing in his own bubble. And we can all respect that because it's what a team principal is meant to be. Meant to stand his ground, tell his drivers what to do.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
And I guess that's pretty difficult when you have Stroll, the son of the team owner, and Alonso, the guy who just really doesn't care. Pretty hard to do that, but I guess Mike Krack's doing a pretty solid job. Hinted a couple minutes ago, in P5, I've gone with Stella. Yeah, the team principal of McLaren. I've put him here because the whole trajectory that McLaren's been on has been pretty positive recently. Piastri and Lando doing amazing in quali, and in the race scrapping the Mercedes. Agreed, it wasn't as good as it was at the end of last year, but still, McLaren are doing better than they were in 2022 and at the start of 2023. And I'm guessing a lot of that has been down to Stella. He's introduced some good, a lot of good people to the team alongside Zach Brown. He's brought in a shit ton. The wind tunnel has obviously helped them out, but I don't see any tension between Lando or Piastri. They seem to be getting along very well, and I guess that's both down to Zach Brown and Stella being able to control them over the radio, whether it be just in real life, not over the radio in the car. But it always seems like everything's under control in McLaren. Yes, we don't see much of Stella anymore, but when we do, it's always, something positive, something good. Zach Brown's more the face of the team in that side, but Stella still doing a pretty stellar job. In P4, a man facing more allegations than Epstein, I've gone with Christian Horner. Christian Horny, should I say. Now, ignoring everything that's going on in Red Bull with Christian Horner, with Verstappen potentially leaving, and now allegations being thrown at Helmut Marko, ignoring all of that, Christian Horner is a very good team principal, genuinely. Been there since 2005, and won many Constructors' Championships, many Drivers' Championships, and it's all been good until now. Always knew how to lead a team and make a driver happy, but that's, I guess, his issue. He can only make one driver happy. When it was Vettel and Webber in the car, Webber was never happy. It was always Vettel being the happiest. When it was Ricciardo and Vettel, yet again, Ricciardo was more happy than Vettel. And now, I guess, more notably, Verstappen versus any of his teammates. Verstappen has always been the happiest, unless we're talking about Spain.
Yes!
I guess Christian Horner's whole flaw is the fact that he can't make both drivers happy. He's very biased to one driver, but I guess that's a good thing because he's biased to the driver that is winning, scoring most points, and just delivering for the team. But through all of his years, he's honestly done a fantastic job at Red Bull, and we can all appreciate that, even if he isn't the nicest to some people.
Change your fucking car.
In third place, I've gone with Toto Wolff, the team principal of Mercedes, and he might have a couple temper tantrums here and there.
No, Mike, that was so not right.
But besides that, it's all pretty good with him. He's managed a team for God knows how long, Mercedes, and he's done a very good job at it until 2022 came around. Won so many drivers and constructors championships, and honestly, everything's always been solid with the teammates, unless we're talking about Spain 2016.
Hamilton's onto the grass.
Then that was a pretty low point. But looking past that, it's always been pretty respectable between both teammates, and they've always had some sort of respect. Bottas and Hamilton, always on good terms. But I guess now recently, with Russell, it's getting a little dicey. Toto Wolff obviously steps in to tell them, guys, break it apart. And that's what a team principal is meant to be doing, meant to be keeping their drivers in check, making sure the team can score the best points. Always a friendly guy and does a lot for the whole Mercedes PR team, and that's what a team principal is meant to be doing as well. So that's very good, and that's why he's in third place. Now, third place is good, it's the third place. But I think there's a couple better team principals than Toto Wolff. In P2, I've gone with Fred Vasseur. He's also had a pretty long managing career in drivers. In F2 with Hamilton, and in Alfa Romeo with Charles Leclerc, and now in Ferrari. He's made it to Ferrari, let's go. Anyway, I think he's a very good team principal. Always grounded. Whatever he says, he's always very grounded, very professional with everything that he says, making sure that both drivers are happy, which is very key. And remember Las Vegas 2023? Yeah. Toto Wolff's head kind of flew off.
It's completely ridiculous.
He was very mad for some reason, and he was very unprofessional, un-Toto Wolff-like. But with all the drama that was happening with Ferrari and the drain pipes, somehow Fred Vasseur managed to keep his cool, be very professional, very. And we can all respect that, and that's what a team principal is meant to be doing, helping out both drivers whenever they need the help, or just making sure that everything is sound in the team. And I think Vasseur is genuinely very good at doing that. He said many times that even though that he spent a lot of time with Charles Leclerc, he doesn't favoritize him. Both drivers are on equal playing fields. And even now with Carlos's departure, he said that doesn't affect anything in the team. He'll make sure that Carlos can score as many points, as many podiums, as many wins as Charles, or even more if that's the case. And that's someone who we can all respect in Formula 1. But in P1, I've gone with someone who doesn't sack their race winners. I've gone with James Vowles. Anytime he's talking over the radio or to Sky presenters, that's, you know, I watch Sky, he's always very, oh my days, it's actually crazy how smart he is when he talks. He's always giving informed answers, speaking so nicely. It's always nice to listen to him. And always when he's speaking about Logan, he's always trying to give him some good motivation, because we all know some people, they need that extra push, you know? Praising Logan when necessary and saying that, you know what, sometimes it isn't his fault. He's just getting very unlucky. And praising Albon when there needs to be, but not taking away the spotlight when we're talking about, you know, Logan Sargent. He's talking about Logan Sargent. He's not out here glorifying Albon. And that's very respectable. The team has obviously been on an upwards trajectory ever since he joined the team, finishing plumb dead last in 2022, and then in 2023, 7th, which is honestly a big improvement. And the rocket ship that they had on the straights, I guess that was shown by Albon's pace, maybe not as much Logan Sargent, but he did scramble a point in Texas. So that's all the team principals. Let me know your list down in the comments, and I'll be reading them, maybe. Anyway, like and subscribe whilst you're down there, and hope you enjoyed. Anyway, peace.